Welcome to this exciting tutorial where we'll dive into the world of decentralized finance, or DeFi, by creating a dynamic DeFi dashboard. I'm thrilled you could join me today. By the end of this video, you will have a functional dashboard that interacts with various DeFi protocols, pulls in real-time data, and displays it using Java and React. Before we jump into coding, let's briefly discuss what decentralized finance is. DeFi represents a shift from traditional financial systems to peer-to-peer interactions powered by blockchain technology. This opens doors to lending, borrowing, trading, and various financial services without intermediaries. Now, let's take a look at the tools we'll be using for this project. We'll use Java as our backend language and React for our frontend. We'll also integrate with Web3 to interact with the Ethereum blockchain and fetch DeFi data. First, let's set up our development environment. Ensure you have Java JDK installed alongside Node.js and NPM. We'll also be using Maven for managing our Java dependencies. To begin, create a new Maven project for your backend API. Run the following command: mvn archetype, generate group ID equals com.defi.dashboard, dartifact ID equals defi backend, darchetype artifact ID equals Maven archetype quick start, interactive mode equals false. Navigate to the created directory using cd defi backend. Next, find the pom.xml file in your project root. This file manages your project dependencies. We'll add Web3j, a Java library that allows you to integrate with Ethereum. Once you've added the dependency, let's create a new Java class called DeFi Data Fetcher. This class will be responsible for interacting with the Ethereum blockchain and fetching DeFi data. Now that we have our data fetcher set up, we can implement methods to retrieve financial data. We'll start by creating a method to fetch the current Ether price from a reliable API. We need to add an HTTP server to serve our API endpoints. To do this, we'll create a new class API controller and configure Spring Boot. Go ahead and add Spring Boot dependencies in your pom.xml. With the dependencies set up, let's annotate the main application class to run as a Spring Boot application. We'll create a main method to kick off our server. Next, within our API controller, we will create a REST endpoint to fetch Ether price by using the fetch Ether price method from DeFi Data Fetcher. Use the @REST controller and @getMapping annotations. Now that we have our backend set up, let's move on to the frontend. For the React project, use npx create react app defi dashboard to set up a new React application. Navigate into your newly created React app with cd defi dashboard. We will need Axios for making API requests, so let's install that by running npm install Axios. Next, we'll create a component called etherprice.js to display the current Ether price. Create this file in the src folder. Now, we'll integrate this component into our main app.js file by importing it and rendering it. Make sure to update the import statement in app.js. With everything set up, let's run our backend server first. Navigate to your backend folder and use mvn Spring Boot. Run. This will start your Spring Boot application. Next, in a new terminal window, navigate to your React project and run npm start. This will launch the frontend application. The React app should automatically open in your default browser. Once both applications are running, you should see the current Ether price displayed on the dashboard. That's a huge step in building our DeFi dashboard. In addition to the Ether price, you may also be interested in displaying other DeFi metrics such as total value locked, TVL, and DeFi protocols. Let's add that to our DeFi Data Fetcher class. Like we did for Ether price, we will create a similar endpoint for fetching TVL in our API controller. Now let's create a component for displaying the TVL in our React frontend. Create a new file called totalvaluelocked.js in the src folder. Import this new component in the app.js file and render it alongside the Ether price component. By following these steps, you have now successfully added more features to your DeFi dashboard. You can make your dashboard more interactive by implementing charts using libraries like chart.js or d3.js. In the next part, you might want to consider deploying your application to a cloud service or hosting platform like Heroku or AWS. This way, others can access your DeFi dashboard. As we conclude this tutorial, I hope you gained valuable knowledge about building a DeFi dashboard using Java and React. Remember to experiment and expand this project to include more DeFi metrics. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and happy coding!